Wilma's Makeup Party. This is my first installation of this segment on my channel, so if it goes wrong, I blame Hunter Collins, my first guest. How are you, Hunter Collins?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Hunter Collins is my guinea pig, and here's the reason why. I was recently in the hospital for a month. All of my close personal friends, I contacted people, they all contacted me, wished me well, hoped everything was going well, and that was lovely. Hunter sent me, I heard about, I hope you get one. It was the brightest moment for me, because when you like people, because we've worked together before, and I quite like you. I think you're a great comic. We're going to talk about that. I think you're a great personality. We'll talk about that. I also, as an older gay man, I don't want to bother the cute young straight guys. I mean, trust me, I do. But it makes you look weird, and they don't invite you to parties. So I don't often bother a lot of people. And whenever we work together, I've always had such a great time with you. You're so inclusive and so great. And so I thought it would be a great reason to have you on. So welcome.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to start by blocking your eyebrows.
All right.
Next time you're in St. John's, Newfoundland on George Street, get this man to break dance. He needs to be hammered. Well, I don't know if can you break dance? When did you start to break dance?
Probably that weekend.
No, was that the first time you ever did that?
I remember we used to do this joke where breakdancers would take the dance floor and they would just do the pre-warm-up jumping around and never get to breakdancing. And so that was the gag. And then that eventually led to us trying a couple moves. So it's very amateur breakdancing. But I don't know. I think having a couple Newfie beers certainly helped me take the risk to do a few butts.
Was that your first time in out east?
I'd done a few runs out there before, I think, and I miss it. I love Newfoundland.
Oh, I love St. John's.
They're just as advertised.
Yeah.
I'd heard, Newfoundland, they're so kind, and and they can be a little daft sometimes too. And as soon as I got there the first time, a lady gave me a ride, picked me up just off the street, gave me a ride to where I was staying, and brought me to the wrong place. So it was perfect.
But she was so sweet about it.
Yeah. I kind of like this eyebrow look already.
Yeah, isn't that nice? I call it Wolf Boy.
Wolf Boy.
Yeah, I call this Wolf Boy because whenever you see somebody starting to turn and they have the contacts in, because you have that one contact, like, Wolf Boy, well-groomed. Wolf Boy, well-groomed. Now, we got one contact into you.
Yes, this one.
Yeah, and how's it feeling?
I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah,
anymore.
it took a while to get that in compared to the other one. You look good in that eye color.
Thank you.
But we lost. We ended up. I could wash one, but I think I threw it out. When did you start performing stand-up?
I was 19 years old. I moved to Toronto from the mean streets of Montreal, Quebec.
Oh my God, Montreal.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna make it.
So
here.
do you parler le français?
Mais oui, parfaitement, Richard.
Oh, say whatever.
Fluemment bilingue.
Oh, that's exciting. Now, do you ever perform in French?
I've done it 3 times.
Is it hard?
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they just want someone to jump around on there and juggle balloon animals.
Yeah, because the French have a weird sense of humor. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
So you moved to Toronto first to perform, or you moved to Toronto to perform, or?
I moved to Toronto to perform. Yeah.
Oh, so you knew at 19 you wanted to be. Who was your influence?
Local like comedians who would air on CTV and CBC.
Really?
So I was watching, Glenn Foster.
Oh my gosh.
Lou Dinos and Kenny Robinson.
Oh, Kenny Robinson. He's so great.
And I was listening to Chris Rock. But back then you couldn't just get comedy on tape as easily. We had I had 2 tapes, and they were probably both Dennis Leary.
Oh my goodness, Dennis Leary. Remember when he did stand-up?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't.
Remember when he did other people's stand-up?
He doesn't.
Yeah, and I moved here. I went to Humber College for comedy. And
oh yeah, what did you think of that course?
It was great for a dumb kid.
Yeah.
But if I was a dumb man, I wouldn't recommend.
You would have wasted your money.
Yeah.
I think going to school for stand-up, although it sounds very odd, I think that it's a viable, especially if you're not like in a neighborhood with a good comedy club or in a city that's big enough to have a couple of rooms, because you can wear your welcome out in one room very quickly.
That's true. But yeah, you have to practice what you learned, and a lot of people didn't, and now they have other jobs. Which sounds nice sometimes.
Oh my God! Don't you get jealous of the people that have homes and lawns, and
Yes.
they complain about their mortgage, and it's like, how normal are you?
If I could be happy working in a glue factory,
Oh my God.
sign me up.
But that's the thing. Don't you find, like, as a performer, we do have less. We do go without. We do struggle. But it's not a struggle to us. Like, we do it anyway.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah. Instant alien.
What the hell?
Hey, would you like to come to my house for a coffee?
I have a very, straight man's exposure to the drag world.
Yes.
And there's this old horror movie called with an exclamation point, 6-letter S's. This mad scientist turns people into cobras, and they have this...
Well, that's not the worst snake.
No, it's a pretty badass snake.
It could have been
he turned
garter
into.
snakes.
Yeah, a lowly garter snake. But there's this when the queens are putting on their makeup and they're in the bald cap and the no eyebrows, they look like the snake people.
So you're 19 in Toronto doing comedy. How long were you good at it? Did you suck hard cheese?
It's terrible.
Oh, were you
I
awful?
sucked the hardest cheese. I sucked Reggiano, Parmigiano, that had been left out in this. No, I'd say in the cold. Left out in the cold. Yeah, that. And, you're 19, you're trying to tell hardworking people how to live their lives. Oh. It's so...
That's the funniest thing. When you're 19, you think, well, I have opinions on that too.
Yeah.
And then now that you're 40, you realize you did not.
No. It wasn't until my mid-late 30s that people started even taking me seriously. So I realized at a young age, okay, don't tell people how to live, don't share your opinions, just
So I put a primer on. I use the e.l.f. putty primer, and the reason I use that is it helps smooth out your pores.
Okay.
And because you're not somebody who puts makeup on and washes and astringes themselves all the time, you probably have sizable pores. I mean, they don't look bad to me, but
no, I got blockage. In the words of the old Biore ad, it's a veritable blackhead forest.
Oh gosh. I have to tell you, I didn't notice.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with blackheads because I like to pop them.
Did you see that one lady who had a 40-year-old blackhead?
Yes.
It was about the size of a nickel.
Yes.
God, they couldn't even pop it.
When it hit the floor, it went clunk.
What's this egg?
So this is a sponge. Sponges you used to be able to get disposable sponges at the drugstore in wedge form, like so a triangle. Mm-hmm. But they would leave a line.
Yeah.
So Beauty Blender is a company that came out, and they made a little sponge like this. When you wet these, I use them dry because they don't soak up products, so I don't end up with a lot of makeup in here. It stays on your face. But a lot of people, like the Beauty Blender sponges are like $30. It's unnecessary. I got 3 of them free with a gift.
And I'm guessing it's synthetic. It's not made out of a sea sponge.
Some of them are silicone. They're not. No, some of them are silicone. Some of them are latex, depending. Like these are both different textures. Feel them.
Oh yeah. I like this feel of that one.
This one's from England.
I could chew on that.
And this is the one I'm going to use now because I'm doing your contour.
Okay. It's like a tiny Nerf football.
Yeah, right?
Spiral that.
Just give it a tight.
So
in makeup palettes, you always get a plastic thing that just protect her for the shipping and all that. I throw them out, but they're really helpful when you're doing cheek lines and everything. So what I do with contour is I like to do my contour wet so that it's still fixable. If I put it on you dry, then we end up. Now what I want to do is keep all of your, I don't want to get rid of any of this 5 o'clock shadow. So what I want to do is give you a cheek line.
I shaved with a razor for the first time.
Oh my God, you're an idiot. Oh, you're an idiot. You're a terrible person. Too much on. So now what I'm doing is I'm contouring your forehead to make it a little more feminine so when we put the wig on it. Mm-hmm. And what that means is we're just taking out these parking lots.
I've had a little bit of a widow's peak since I was like
you can
11
tell.
years
you
old.
can tell. I ended up with that bridge over the River Kwai thing.
Yeah.
My brother got the Vincent Price Peninsula. But yeah, I had the widow's peak and he didn't. So he still has a little bit of hair there and I don't.
I'm learning a lot about how much we need our eyebrows to emote right here.
Yeah.
Sad. Angry. Happy.
Happy, joy, happy, joy. So how long did you do comedy before you were funny, do you think?
7 years.
Yeah. And what was your first, like, oh, there we go. Like, what was your first moment where you kind of, did you have a lucid one?
I would, not at one specific time, but just when I first started being thrust into comedy clubs,
Yeah.
it was like a sink or swim thing. And I just really threw a lot of material out that wasn't working and was able to consolidate, my bag of tricks to something functional.
Right.
But yeah, it took a good 7 years. And even in the middle there, like, I stepped back for a while and I had like a funny band going on. And
You did not. Do you play an instrument?
I'm a drummer.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
Yeah. And my girlfriend's all like, she always asks me, hey, you must get a lot of action as a comedian. And it's like, no, not at all.
No, it's the drummer that really brought them in.
The drumming days were a lot more profitable. Hey now. Do you have to learn how to work these eyebrows? To do it for facial expressions?
Well, I don't like to put my eyebrows up too high. Like your eyebrow is just a little higher than this eyebrow is a little higher than your natural one.
Yeah.
So because it's in this zone, it's always going to move.
Okay.
This here is suspect. Do you know what I mean? Some people have really good muscles back here,
Yeah.
some don't. But as long as you can up and down here. But really, you're a drag queen. You don't need to do that. Too much of that.
We got to come up with a good drag name.
Oh yes.
I thought of a couple candidates.
Uh-huh.
If we're making me into like a heavy metal babe, I could be Metallic Hunt.
Oh my God, that's a little vivid.
Or
I might lose my monetization.
Your monetization? How about Megabeth?
Megabeth. I like it. I think that's the one.
All right, Megabeth it is.
Do you remember your first paid gig?
Yes, it was.
What was that one?
It was Hamilton. It's making $50 to do 20 minutes. Hamilton's kind of like a punchline city.
It's a punchline city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make love to you somewhere uncomfortable. You mean Hamilton?
And so I thought they'd have a sense of humor about that. They did not.
No.
But I was able to switch gears. Just did a bunch of hockey jokes and came out of it alive.
Nice.
I just caught a look at myself. I feel like a perplexed Dave Navarro.
Yeah.
Dave Navarro could have been a drag queen.
Oh, he is a drag queen.
He is, huh?
Yeah. Look,
You have it. You have it
he's
on.
got more makeup on than I do. Most of it's to make him look taller.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we've done is this is all the base. This is the base with all the wet. So now we have to set the wet makeup.
Set the wet.
Yeah, and it's just using translucent powder to wipe it.
Okay.
To wipe it.
Okay.
Yeah, so there.
So no riddled with angst face scratching for the next couple hours.
Not unless you want to slap.
Ooh, in that case.
All right, so now we have some. Here's this palette from Likely Cosmetics. It's called the Ugly Palette.
I thought it was a box of nerds.
This is a Canadian makeup company.
Okay.
And that's what they do. And then, so this is the winner so far for you?
Oh yeah. Go,
Right.
Oh Canada.
And then, this is the Dark Fantasy palette from Beauty Bay.
Why don't we throw it to the viewers?
Well, we're not live, so
What's
it'll
that,
take
Johnny?
too long.
Stacy?
You know what? I think we're going to do a combination because I like this purple better
Okay.
than what's in here, but this is this black glitter, which I love, so we're going to use that. All right.
Black glitter.
Black glitter, chili boy smile. Did I say chili boy? What was that? Black velvet.
I think it was Chili Boy Smile.
Chili boy smile. Now, something that I was very surprised on one side to hear, but the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. You are now directing films.
Yeah, I'm making some little short horror films.
That's now. Why horror?
When I go home, it's all I want to watch, and it's all I've been watching the last 10 years. Like, I rarely put on a comedy. You know, if I watch some factual, it's always some true crime stuff, you know. So it's just really blossomed into a passion. And before I moved to Toronto, I went to film school, and so that's sort of what got me into a thirst for show business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just bubbled up in the last few years, and I've been able to save up some money so I can do it relatively competently. You know, I've made little comedy videos my whole life for no money, but if I want to hire people who can act and people who can light and people who can frame, you got to pay money. And so, that's why I've been getting into that, and I've been writing a lot of longer scripts and just hoping to, scare some people.
Now, you have 2 films. What was the first one?
The first one is called When They Come, which also, I think, people are like, it sounds pornographic, but, people have small minds, as you know, Wilma. And,
what are you saying?
No, present company excluded. It's about, I also like, even in my stand-up, I like talking about the gray areas of morality, and I like trying to do jokes that toe the line. And with horror, I think you have a little more license with that, because your characters are allowed to be more wrong.
Yes.
Whereas with comedy, if you're wrong, you're canceled.
Yeah.
So I had fun talking about exploring the idea of suicide coercion, set to a backdrop of Eastern European vampire lore.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought I was able to marry those 2 ideas rather effectively. And then I made another short film called Grandma Martha, named after my real grandma, who has Alzheimer's.
Oh, bless her. Is she still with us?
She's still with us. And, she kept... I was sleeping on the couch at my parents' place, and in the middle of the night, she'd be walking to the bathroom and just always stopped to ask me where she was.
Oh.
And the same way with the comedic mind, I don't know if you're the same way, you're riffing with the crowd, and you're thinking, what's the worst thing I could say right now to these people? To be bombastic,
Yeah.
And with horror, I think, what's the scariest thing someone could say? So I just kept imagining my grandma being like, is my husband dead yet, or am I in hell, or something like that. And so I wrote a little script about that, about her Alzheimer's fueled outbursts shedding light on perhaps a dark past where
that's a great idea.
She maybe had something to do with this boy's father's disappearance.
That's excellent.
And I don't know, who gets comedies made anymore? I don't know if I feel like horror is a easier, not easier, but a more...
Well, you're certainly grabbing onto the zeitgeist, because Appeal has made some great inroads directing as a comedian.
True.
Horror.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I don't watch horror movies because they scare the crap out of me. I am one of those girls that sits there with my hands over my face going, why would you go in there? Why would you go in there? You know you're going to die first. Well, she's going to die first. Bye, honey, you're dying first. That person. Nobody likes to go see movies with me.
I think that the part of the scares, the jump scares, the creeps, taps into something really primal, at maybe the same place that makes us laugh, where when you're faced with death, your choices are either cry or laugh, you know? And so that you laughed after a moment like that, I think that's very common. Like, if we were cave people hunting for mammoth, and the mammoth almost trampled us and got the best of us, and we escape into a cave, you'd probably all look at each other and have a good chuckle.
That moment where you're like, whoa, Grog almost got it there.
Grog.
Well, I don't know what his name is.
No, that's good.
I don't know these people. We're not friends.
I'd like to bring back caveman names for children.
Oh, that would be so funny.
If I have a son, it's going to be Grog Nontac Collins or something. Or for a girl, Grogette.
Grogette. Grogella. No, two syllabled.
No, I like that. See any caveman iconography or imagery in the drag world?
Is there caveman? No, just the trade at the bar.
Or maybe the odd like Pebbles influence or something.
Oh, there's always a Pebbles influence. Everyone likes a bone in their hair. So I'm told.
That's good.
Are you
Probably an afterthought.
easily scared, or do you enjoy to be scared?
I enjoy to be scared, and I think I am easily scared. Things that jump into my field of vision always freak me out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hear a fact about like it's legal for there to be a certain amount of fly larvae in orange juice.
Barf. It's
Yeah.
like, why is that a thing?
So then I'm always scanning my orange juice for fly eggs. I'm like a bit of a hypochondriac, but I face it. You know?
Yeah.
So
You're not a pussy about it.
I guess not. I guess I write a short film the same way I do stand-up. I go to the gags first, and then try to add a bit of structure around it. So the scares float in over indefinite amount of weeks, and then once I sit down to structure it, it comes together pretty quickly.
Do you enjoy the short format, or is it just easier to get those things made?
Yeah, I think it's budgetary constraint.
Yeah.
I'd love to make something full length, and that's sort of the goal with these shorts is to have a bit of a proof of your abilities, proof of concept, and that someone will be crazy enough to give me a bunch of money to make something longer form.
Yeah.
But that's what's great about stand-up is like there's no budgetary constraints.
No, it's true. Close? I'm just looking at the picture. We're copying a Layla McQueen look. So look at me.
I've always had a admiration for the drag world since a young age. We had a huge Québécoise drag star by the name of Mado.
Oh yeah, she's famous. Yeah. She was here. Yeah, I know who she is. She has her own club.
Yeah. And it's bumping.
Yeah, she's the tits.
That place has been open for years. There's a giant like papier-mâché her.
Head of her, yeah.
Yeah.
She's quite famous.
And then New Year's Eve 2001, I must have been 17, my sister took me and my buddies out to Cleopatra's in Montreal, which was upstairs was the drag bar, downstairs was the strip bar. Yeah.
That's the thing about Montreal. There's always a strip bar.
And so we watched a drag show hosted by Madame X, and she had a whole poison ivy thing going on.
Oh yeah.
But it was New Year's Eve, and then I think my sisters were tired of babysitting us, so they scuttled us off to the titty bar, to the strip club.
Yeah.
Bleep that one. And
titties are fine. No one ever got hurt by a titty.
And this was Montreal in the early 2000s, so they had $10 lap dances.
Oh my God.
In French, as they're known, danse à 10.
Danse à 10?
Yeah. But Cleopatra is such a destitute,
skanky,
low-down, dirty, skanky club.
Is it in Laval?
It's St. Lawrence and St. Catherine.
Oh no, Saint Catherine et Saint Laurent.
Yeah. So they had danse à 6.
Oh, $6?
$6 lap.
So you had to have a loony or two toonies?
Exactly. So it's like last call.
A loony in Canada is a dollar coin. It's any stripper has to. There are stripper shoes. Have you seen them? They have slots in them so you can put money in the shoe.
No.
But I think they made them for coins.
So my buddy Michael, it's last call. He's running around with a $5 bill in one hand, a loony in the other, trying to get a lap dance like this. It's still the most pathetic thing I've seen in my life.
So funny. That is so funny. Now your second film, what's it called?
Grandma Martha.
Grandma Martha. Now this one's in festivals right now. Is that right?
Yeah, I've submitted it to a million fests and sort of a bit more of a focused Canadian application process I went through, and we got into the Saskatchewan International Film Fest.
Oh, nice!
And the Toronto Indie Horror Fest, and then it premiered at a festival in Perth, Australia, or is premiering.
Wow!
This weekend.
So your movie's better traveled than you are.
Yeah,
that's great. What's your favorite horror film?
That's like asking you what your favorite wig is, Wilma.
Oh, I have favorites.
Yeah, but it would be a list, wouldn't it?
No, I can Sophie's Choice it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't. I like my horror films to actually be scary.
Yeah.
I like watching like some schlock. There's a whole new genre called sharksploitation.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how new it is, but it's just shitty shark movies. and they're really running out of premises.
Like the Megalon and the Megalon or Megadon or I just hear Megadong and I think it sounds like porn.
Now they're
you want to see my big man eater? Do I?
Now they're doing sharks in the corn. So it's just, dorsal fins.
Oh my God. And wheat.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And I enjoy those, but I prefer a movie that actually makes me...
They should do signs and splice it with shark wheat.
Yeah, and the cameos in those films are...
Oh, because people aren't stupid. Do I want to star in it? No, but I want some money.
Yes.
I'll show up. I'll be me for 5 minutes. How's that sound?
Yeah, like they get there. Who's the guy from Police Academy?
Steve Gutenberg.
Yes. So you get your Steve Gutenbergs, but then you also get your Jared...
Should I tell you, I couldn't remember a family member's name yesterday, and Steve Gutenberg's just sitting right there on the tip of my friggin' tongue. You know why I remember Steve Gutenberg's name?
Why is that?
He has nice legs. He had shorts on in Cocoon.
What?
Nice legs, Steve. Steven, nice legs.
Now, what constitutes a nice leg to you? I'm self-conscious about my gams.
Let me see.
Been trying to...
You've got a little chicken leg thing going on, but you're very long. See, you have a typical straight boy body, where it's all arm day, never leg day. And I always wonder, do straight boys, are they afraid of doing leg day in case they get too hot for the gay men?
See, I'm trying to bulk up the legs a bit, because I feel, what's it called, disproportionate.
Yeah.
But...
Can I tell you, though, when you walked in, I didn't notice you being disproportionate. And that's something I always notice. I always notice if people are like, if they have like long torsos or...
Yeah.
I always notice things like that.
What's a good leg? Like a knee not too knobby, nice
calf I think that you should have a good indent at the knee. Like your knee should be smaller than your calf and your thigh.
Okay.
You should have a good calf shape.
Yeah.
Your calf shouldn't be bigger than your thigh. Or if it is, you've got problems. But I also think that your calf... should have a good shape to it. So a lot of men just have these chicken sticks. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You don't. You have a nice calf, but you're also very long.
Okay. I'm
like you're not stubby, and I think sometimes short people have rounder muscles.
Right.
And longer people, like you're not tall, but you're long. Oh. And so I think that can make for weird legs.
Well, you know how to make a girl feel at ease. Thanks, Wilma.
But it's interesting. I've always wanted to ask a straight man, why don't you do more leg days? Because women love a nice ass.
Yes, well, I never skip leg days.
But you know what's funny is you have a nice ass.
Thank you kindly.
You don't have like necessarily horrible legs, but your rear end is better. You know what I mean? All the money's at the back end.
I think my dad had good buns.
Yeah.
Is that weird to say, to admit my dad had a nice ass?
No, if you knew your dad, like, because this is the thing. This is the thing that always makes me laugh, is that we all have eyes.
Yes.
We're all walking through the world. You see some man, like if you saw Brad Pitt for the first time in Thelma and Louise, some part of you registers, that's one good-looking man. Like, I see how he got that part.
Oh, yeah.
Or if I were Gina Davis, I would cast him too. Or... oh, I hate him, look how beautiful he is. Or why am I not that? You know, there's got to be some acknowledgement that is attraction.
Yes.
Or attractive. And I always find it funny when men don't allow themselves, or often just don't talk about it, you know?
Well, I certainly talk about it. I've been talking a lot about this homeless guy I've seen recently in our neighborhood.
Is he hot?
I wouldn't say.
That's what bothers me, is when homeless people have abs.
This is a very elderly gentleman with many fingers missing, but he had a hole in his pants and his junk was hanging out, and it was pristine, just massive and beautiful and aspirational.
Like it's so good you stopped to look.
I did a double take.
I thought you said double tipped.
I was gonna say I double took, but just straight, girthy. Good balance between the feature presentation and the jewels. Couldn't believe it.
I've never heard a gay man talk so eloquently about a homeless person's joke before. I think you've got a new charity.
I actually have a stand-up alter ego whose name is Skip Leg Day.
Skip Leg Day.
And he's like just an ultimate hack. It's all these bad misdirection jokes, you know? So He's like, so I'm getting this BJ, and I tell you, the other people on the bus weren't impressed. So I said, hey, quit honking on my dong, Dad.
Get back to driving the bus. Is there a classic horror film that you think is a great example of classic horror?
I feel like horror movies keep getting better and better, honestly, and that technology has helped us create more convincing scares. Even though I think if all your scares are depending on effects, then you're probably failing at storytelling.
Right.
But like, even though I don't consider it a horror film, Jaws was terrifying.
It's a horror film.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would argue that, and I get it, but no film is...
What do they think it is? A thriller?
Yeah, action or something, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Shark coming at you with its mouth open, eating you.
Fair
It's
enough,
horrible.
fair enough. Yeah, I think Jaws would be a great example. I mean, and who isn't afraid of sharks now? And it's all because of that movie.
It's not looking the way I had envisioned it, but we're all right. I'm going to do your eyebrows now. It's harder to do makeup on other people's faces, which is why I like doing makeup on other people's faces. I think
challenge.
It's a good challenge, yeah.
I've also never seen a drag tragedy. Like,
oh, well, you should go to the bar down at...
Tragedy
down
one.
there. Oh.
All the performances are all very fun and exciting.
Drag is practically clown.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like in British theater, in the pantos, men are always dressing as the women because they're often playing ugly women, and usually like in some things it's like they're the ugly stepsister, they're the whatever.
The Ross Petty roles.
Yes, exactly. And so I don't see so many people now, like Jinx Monsoon.
Great name.
Yeah, she just did Broadway. She played Mama Morton in Chicago in their revival of it. And so there's the first drag queen on Broadway in a proper role meant for a woman that wasn't originated by a drag queen.
Okay.
So meaning like Harvey Firestein in Hairspray. Yeah. That was like they put him in as Mama because it was divine in the movie.
I always forget that guy's name. He's the guy with
Harvey Mama.
Yeah.
Harvey Firestein.
What a great name. How did you get your name?
Wilma Fingerdoo. Oh, well, Wilma Fingerdoo because you can't say Wilma Assbleed on TV.
Is it possible to make noses look smaller like this?
What I'm doing with the contour here is I'm shortening your nose by darkening the underside of it. It just makes it less obvious.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you pick up all these tricks?
YouTube. YouTube's my drag.
Okay.
There, look at your nose.
Whoa, what nose?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Finally.
So now...
Finally I can walk through a doorway sideways without banging my nose off the side.
I don't think you look anything like Layla McQueen right now. I'm not quite finished the look, but we're getting there.
Stuff makes you want to blink.
Yeah, right? You know, what's funny with drag makeup is, people are saying, oh, that's not your shade. Well, in drag makeup, everything's your shade. Because it doesn't matter. If you're putting the wrong foundation on, it's okay, because that's going on all over your face. And nobody really sees what you look like normally. So if you go a little yellower or pinker or a little more tan than you normally are, it's not a problem. Because, well, who's to say that's not what you look like?
Right. So if you don't go full Rachel Dolezal, everything's great.
Right. And using this, do you see that card, how that sharpens your...
Oh, yeah.
Gets that cheek in there? So we do the same thing. And we're doing this from the ear to the mouth.
Move over, Klondike Kardashian. There's a new saucy bitch in
And I'm
town.
trying to keep this darker down, like in the back here and low, so that we get that line.
Her name is Megabeth. And she's ready to shred.
Megabeth. Go on, Megabeth. You go, girl.
I can get used to this. This could be every morning.
I wish the eye makeup was better. I don't think I've done it, but we'll see what it looks like once the lashes are on.
I'm also not turning it on yet. Wait till I turn it on.
Oh my god, I don't know if I'm strong enough. Do this. Now what I need you to do is do this. Yeah.
Helps I look around. I was living in a repurposed Irish cowshed for 3 months. It was hard to get a good Turkish haircut.
Why did it have to be Turkish?
Oh, because I was used to living in Germany where all the barbers were Turkish.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Did they do a good job?
Yeah, man. You've seen those beard lines on the Turks?
That's true. That's true.
They're not fades.
No, smile again. What it does is when you do it like that, like it gives me your apple fully, so I can kind of look at that.
Woo! Oh, damn.
Yeah. Do it again on this side. And then I'm going to take this one here. What happens with the setting spray is it's really not a setting spray. It doesn't really, I hate to break everyone's aspirations and dreams, but it does nothing. But what it does do is that mist of liquid hits the powder and it kind of onto your face a bit. And what it does is it just makes that powder a little more part of your skin than just on it. And so you end up with a more skin-like, you can see more skin texture and stuff in there. So it just gives you a more finished, and it will stay on a little bit longer. Not gobs, but a little bit. All right, this is eyelashes, and eyelashes suck.
Those are huge.
These are huge. These are big girl lashes. The hard thing with drag lashes are they're very heavy because you've got 3 or 4 pair. Now I'm only putting 1 pair on. I got 301s here. These are typical standard 1 pair drag eyelashes.
Okay.
But most drag queens will use 2 or 3.
Huh. Whenever I see a errant lost fake eyelash in the street, I always think, oh, someone.
Do you see a lot of them?
Oh yeah. I'm like, someone had a rough night.
I'm a drag queen and I've never seen errant eyelashes in the street. Although I would actually, close your eyes, and I'm going to put this up underneath here. Don't be scared. Look at me. Those are big eyelashes. Yeah, they're too big. All right, so what I'm
Can't
going to
see
do
above.
what I'm going to do is look at this at yourself. You see how they're coming down here?
I like this.
I don't like that though. So I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to leave that other one on so you can see what I mean.
How dare you? I feel like a girl who lost a fight. Where's the box of lashes?
Where's
oh
the
my
box?
god, real drifter hair it says they're made out of.
Homeless.
Okay, I'm looking down. Full lid control. I'm not moving.
Do not move. Look at me. Much better.
Oh, yeah.
This just needs to come down closer to your eyeliner. Look at me. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Look at the difference.
Oh yeah, it's a little
Because
more.
this one's hanging down off
Yeah,
your
it's
eye.
a
It makes you
little
look a
more
little
natural.
droopy and sleepy.
This is crazy. I'm like
Yeah, but you're looking better with the eyelashes,
blown
right?
away. Yes.
We're not done yet. We still have to put a little.
This is the excuse I need to start referring myself as a hot bitch. Hair bond glue.
So what I'm using this is silicone hair bond that you use for weaves. So whenever you see like those tracks of hair, they get glued in.
Oh yeah.
This is what they use.
This is like face app,
Right?
but better and organic. And the Russian oligarchs aren't stealing my identity somehow through the algorithm.
Were they ever?
Apparently, that's why some people hate those apps. They're like, they're stealing my face and they're gonna steal my data. Like, I don't think anyone needs your $8,000 of debt there, Billy.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Calm down.
I'm ready to star in the new Ross Petty musical.
Oh God.
Does Ross Petty have a reputation that you can speak on?
Ross Petty?
Yeah.
The actor Ross Petty?
Who does all those kids musicals?
Karen Kane's husband?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he'd be married to a fella.
No, he's married to Karen Kane. Huh. In fact, I don't know if they're still married, but they were married forever if they're not married anymore.
Are they like married or are they married?
Well, I don't know, but no one knew who Ross Petty was before he married her.
He's always playing the evil stepmom and stuff.
Well, it's because he's casting it.
Yes. But shouldn't that job go to a hard-working queen?
No, that's actually what makes those roles so funny, is to not get a gay person to do them.
Ah, okay.
You know, you put some hockey player or some sports commenter in that role, and so you get all the audience coming out that are fans of, say, the sports.
Right.
And then also there's the novelty of seeing your sports person in drag.
You know
so
what?
It's an instant advertising.
I thought being on Video on Trial would lead to more opportunities like that for me.
Yeah, no, you didn't spin it.
Didn't spin it.
You didn't spin it.
Should have spun it.
So we're taking these big girls off because they're too big for you.
Okay.
They're just too big for you. That's all. Nothing. No bad. No judge. It's weird to pull them off, isn't it? So we're gonna put these on. These are littler, but I put what I cut off of those bigger ones on here on the edge.
Okay.
So this should be. So now what I want you to do is just look here.
Okay.
And I will do the rest. Don't move. Look down more. Oh, you look great.
Thank you.
Much better than I thought it was going to look. All right.
It's all your handiwork.
All right. So now we'll throw on a little lippy. I have this eyeliner I'd like to try out on your mustache.
You look like someone I know.
Your mom?
There she is.
Mom?
Deirdre.
What are you doing here, Mom?
Ted's doing the face I was doing in that picture. I knew I was on to something. That's working. You mean that's just makeup?
Yep.
Jesus. Oh, hilarious. I love it.
So we're just defining your beard a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do anything too severe to it.
Right after this, I'm going to go apply for a job at a bank.
Yeah.
Maybe apply for a job at police services. Drag cop.
Watch them hire you because they have an outreach.
Yes. I've been trying to tame this mustache for years. It has a mind of its own.
I was going to tell you, actually, I think that it looks great. Like, I think it's even. You trim it nicely.
Oh, you're awful kind.
Well, you don't have any bats in the cave, you know.
Oh, man. My old lady calls me out in the bats in the cave all the time.
Good.
I had a bad cave bat week.
Was it a heavy pollen?
It actually, I did feel some allergies earlier in the week. But I've never done a nose drug in my life.
No, I can't. I'm allergic. Like, I have allergies, so I'm constantly sniffing.
Okay.
Anyway, like, my nose is constantly plugged. So I can't put stuff up there.
I feel like seeing my real face under this afterwards will just not be enough, Now that I've gone this far,
Look at this is excessive.
I can't go back.
Now, I'm just going to take the Trixie Mattel Summer of Blush, which is my favorite blush palette, and I'm just, see how soft that pink is? I just think that's so lovely. So I'm just going to take this
I agree.
Artitude Cosmetics brush. It's just nice. Now, look at your face. Do you see how white you kind of see?
Yes.
I don't like that. I never like that starkness. And this is why a lot of people go on Drag Race and they're very white, even no matter what their natural color is. And it's just that T-zone, and it's because they don't know how to paint or they don't paint in front of lights. So white stuff washes out very easily. So I'm just going to put some light, just this lightest pink. Yeah, that's better.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
Yeah, warms you up,
less
right?
glare.
Yeah, all right. So we have one eye contact in that we can't really tell because we're so used to it now.
Yeah, yeah.
And the eyelashes hide everything anyway. And we didn't do the Layla McQueen look exactly as Layla, but I think that we did. But now we just have to put your wig on.
Ooh.
Let me.
What about my lips?
Oh, I haven't done your lips. Here.
Don't you're
Oh
not
my
letting,
God.
You're not letting me out of here without a
No,
lip
this
job.
is going to be a whole. I'm excited to do your
It's
lips.
going to pull the whole look together.
Yeah.
Seeing how these eyelashes affect your field of vision.
Yeah.
It's no wonder you see the odd errant eyelash, because those are the chicks losing the fight.
Yeah.
You can't see when something's
They're
coming
getting cold clocked.
Yeah, from up here. It's fun to do with the faces.
Okay, look at me. All right. So that's just a lip liner.
Oh! Lock up your sons.
And your daughters. Now,
I instinctively knew what to do there.
I'm not going to judge you. I'm trying to make the middle of your mouth lighter than the sides.
Mm-hmm.
Do it again. Yeah. See how that brightens up the middle of your lip? Makes it look fuller?
Yeah.
That's how the girls do it.
Like the shine in an apple.
Yeah. Now, look at that. Oh, you got lipstick on your teeth.
I'm like my sixth grade math teacher.
You get the lipstick off your teeth there.
Whoa.
Okay, so.
Woo! It's all coming together.
I have this wig, but I'm not sure how it's going to look. This might look kind of hokey, or it might not. I'm just going to. You have a small head. I'm just going to make.
I do have a wee head.
As small as possible.
Never got this bugger stuck between the railings of a balustrade once in my life. Just slips right out. No need to Crisco the noggin.
That sounds dirty.
Tiny head, big ideas.
Now, what I want you to do is grab these and put them just above where your ears are, like your sideburns.
Okay. Yo!
Well, you couldn't look different. You know what I would do? What I would do just to be fun, because of that. A little more of a sideburn. Just a little more of a sideburn.
Oh yeah, very slightly vampiric.
It doesn't even look like you anymore.
No, this is. It could be one of my sisters.
Do you see any female family resemblance? I mean, that's a severe makeup, so it's hard to. It's always hard to.
Yeah, they're my sisters are all natural beauties.
Well, I can imagine. I mean, you're certainly not ugly, but. This is definitely a commitment.
A daughter my mother never had.
Oh, or wanted.
Yeah.
It's a little severer than I would have liked. And there you have it. That's this week's, I'm not doing this every week, but that's this installation of Wilma's makeup party. It's the first time I've done like a glam rock makeup. And you can see why. This is some harsh. Now that we've done this makeup, I wish that I had just done makeup on you myself and not tried to copy a Layla McQueen one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would you have done differently?
Everything. I just think that this isn't the style of makeup I would have done. I don't like this heavy eyelid. I like it on her, but I didn't like the way I did it on you. I think I would have done more dark makeup, like more of a smoky, like gone for more of a sultry look.
I'm a bit of a classy slut.
Yeah.
Smokers room.
Well, maybe when you get into a better film festival, we'll have you back.
Yeah, okay.
Where are you? You're in Mississauga, Brampton. Where were you?
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan. Less than.
Hey, that's a province-wide festival.
Hey, I'm not at the Saskatchewan Film Festival, so I think you win. But there you go. So there it is. This is my very good friend Hunter Collins, fabulous stand-up comic. I've got links down to his Instagram below. Please check out his current movie. It's Grandma
Martha's the new
Grandma
one.
Martha's the new one, and the old one is
When They Come.
And can you see that anywhere?
Yes, that's easily YouTube.
So I'm going to make sure that YouTube link is down below as well. Hunter Collins is a very funny comic. If you see his name on the bill of a comedy show, please go. You won't be sorry. And check out, he's going to be an Oscar award-winning director. Why haven't you put me in any of your movies yet?
Well, now that I know you're back in action.
Maybe it'll be Mama Wilma next. Instead of Grandma Martha, it'll be Mama Wilma. It was just me without makeup on. I'm hungry! If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, keep it to yourself. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And while you're down there hitting the subscribe button, there's also a thanks button where you can send a financial supportive gift to the channel, which is always helpful. My best, though, way to support me is to like the videos and to subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. Until next week, miss me! Mwah! Thank you, Hunter.
Thanks, Wilma.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
I think we should have a lesbian makeup now.